And welcome back to the hot stage via the hotline. We are talking WRC news over the weekend, and today Spain is back on the agenda in the WRC. Yes, the Canary Islands lands WRC slot for 2025, as you can see in the Dirtfish headlines. The Spanish Islands are back. And, they're here, back in next year, let's say, and they're going to deliver more that fast asphalt rallying, which I love, to the WRC for the next 2 years. So let's get into the story. So the Canary Islands Rally will return Spain to the World Rally Championship next season in a 2-year agreement confirmed by the WRC promoter on Monday. So next year's rally is going to run on Gran Canaria in the same asphalt format, it says, which has made the island event a popular round of the European Rally Championship, and that's since 2016. The 2026 edition marks the 50th running, 50 running of the rally. I'm going to get this wrong, the Islas Canarias. Sorry if I've got that wrong, but it's going to include action on more than just the one island in the Atlantic place. Yeah, not very good with big words. Anyway, moving on. Spain's last World Championship qualifier was not that long ago, the 2022 event, and German Morales, the CEO of the event promoter club, here we go, deep breath, Deportivo Todo Sport. That's my best I can do, I'm afraid. But he said Monday's announcement was the realisation of the organisers' ambition. Bringing the rally back to the WRC has been the reward for many years' work. He said it was a goal desired by several generations, and now, together with the WRC promoter, it has become within reach. It's almost like villain, isn't it? It's become within reach, villain talk. But the Spanish Islands is the latest to make the switch from the ERC, which is awesome and starting soon, to the WRC, equally awesome, following Latvia and Poland this season. The WRC promoter manager, director, I'm going to get this wrong, Jonas Siebel, added, since adding the European Rally Championship to our portfolio of championships, we've been left with little doubts about the capabilities of the rally management team to run this rally next year on the WRC calendar. He says they're enthusiastic about having Spain back. They're encouraged to see our clearly defined strategy to have an opportunity for the ERC events to have a pathway to WRC coming to fruition. And next year's WRC's calendar is getting increasingly busy, which I think is good, with the Canary Islands rally confirmed, subject to a rubber stamp from the World of Motorsport Council, and Saudi Arabia, Ireland, Paraguay also being talked about. And there were those rumours about Rally Scotland as well. And we'll get into the fan survey as well with this episode, which is quite interesting, especially because of all these new regulations for 2025 and beyond. I mean, rally is looking up. I follow, as you may know, both rally and Formula One, and I can say, other than the off-track Formula One news, which you may know about, I'm a lot more excited about rally and where it's going than Formula One. But the main headlines, obviously, Spain is back on the calendar. We have, obviously, Lappi not changing his approach. I say obviously because why would he? It was so successful in Sweden. We've got confusion still. Sorry, the confused me, the dying inside me, man. The confusion still over the points. Helkki, I'll be back, and let's hope you are back, Helkki, after his surgery. And the WRC fan survey, which I'm quite interested to get into. So let's get into our second story, Mr. Lappi. Sweden win won't impact my approach to Safari, and why would it? It was fairly successful. He was the one where everyone around him was pretty much falling. And Hyundai Motorsport star, this is from WRC.com, he says his Sweden win won't impact his approach to this month's rally on the 28th. The Finn scored his second career. Well, only his second career, but a decent win, but second. I was surprised when I watched, but yeah, when you roll back the clocks, it's absolutely the case. Last month, having waited more than 6 years, I mean, that's one of the records in between wins, isn't it? After his initial Rally Finland success, which happened in 2017. Now, his role as one of Hyundai's part-time drivers this season is to support his championship-leading teammate, Thierry Neuville, as well as 2019 world champion Ott Tanak. He says, I will try to do the best I can in the next rally. We will see how it develops here. The targets will be a bit flexible, like always through the weekend, so we need to adjust them as we go. Now, Lappi endured a torrid safari last season with his Hyundai i20N Rally 1 hybrid, suffering a myriad of, it says here, prop shaft issues. He's hoping for better fortunes in Africa this time around. And he said, at least I go there knowing what the roads are like and what I can expect. He said, I think we will be better prepared and the car should be more reliable. Last year it was an incredible experience with amazing views and people. Okay, the competition was not so good for me, but everything else, I'm looking forward to it. So fingers crossed, Lappi. Let's hope he does well. Imagine another win. Waited 6 years for a win. 2 come along on 1, like buses. Let's see. Any Lappi fans out there, comment below, let me know. So WRC, working group chief. I don't understand the new point system. Yeah, that's a bit of an exclamation mark, isn't it? Let's get rid of that habit. David Richards gave a blunt appraisal of how points are currently allocated in the series. So last week was all about the mid-term and long-term future of the World Rally Championship. David Richards was outlining the FIA WRC Workings Group vision of the WRC 26 and beyond. What are they going to look like? Now, during an hour-long roundtable, Richards, accompanied by the FIA Road Sport Director, Andrew Wheatley, they talked through almost every single facet, it says here, of what the WR 2026 is going to be on. But as an hour came to the close, the reporter saying from Dirtfish, the little devil on my shoulder started poking my head. Go on, ask him, what does he really think? Richard has spent the last hour fielding questions from journalists, obviously dissecting what is this master plan. Master plan. He would surely have something to say on the WRC short-term concerns points, and that's something we've been scratching our head here at the Hot Lap as well. And it's very much a here and now complaint and not within the remit of the WRC working group. But it was, as the report suggests, a hot topic. So I listened to the little devil and asked the question, thoughts on the new point system, DR? Well, there we go. I mean, look there. That's all you need to know. I don't understand it. So that says enough for me and I imagine most people watching this. I thought it was a good idea at first, and it wasn't until my buddy, who I speak to a lot, convinced me. Actually, he was like, actually, James, it's a lot more confusing than this. And yeah, he got me confused about it. I thought it was a lot simpler. It clearly wasn't, in terms of, we've spoken about the fact that the guy that wins the rally may not get all the points. Yeah. Anyway, David Richards said, the reason football is so popular is because you kick a ball backwards and forwards and you score points for every time you get a ball in the goal. Absolutely. And if we can think of a simple point system for the World Rally Championship, it'd be far better for us. But Wheatley is a man for details, and it's his job now to take all the directives issued by the WM, the World Motorsport Council, last week and craft them into a fully fleshed out proposals. And his follow-up to Richard's declaration was naturally more detail oriented. What's clear, it says here, is the FIA are well aware of the mixed reception of the new point system. It's a constant source of distraction, said Wheatley. And Wheatley is also sympathetic to those who feel the new system is simply too convoluted. I think that's a really good word to describe it. Convoluted. And he even said, I agree with David, it's complex. It definitely adds another element of complexity to the overall decision, but there is only one winner, and trust me, there were options on the table where there could have been more than one winner over the course of, well, we kind of got that now, potentially, with the other guy scoring more points than the rally winner. There's only one winner at the end of the weekend, and there'd only be one champion at the end of the year. Yeah, well, there we go. You imagine the champion never winning a rally and other people winning it, and I mean, the worst case scenario, which I don't think is going to happen with the points, is the guy that wins the championship wouldn't have won it last year based on the points, and significantly so. I don't think that will happen with the way the point system is structured. But the depressing thing is, I don't think it will happen. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It could happen. It could. Yeah, they could have done it. Doesn't mean that they should. So, have I got that Jurassic Park quote completely wrong? But rightfully it says there, conclusions are not being jumped to after 2 events. Patience and diligence is necessary. Building the new system overnight, I get it, it's not on the agenda. Even tweaking it in this early in the year is a no. But as Willie pointed out, we've seen it made little difference and a huge difference. Both extremes have featured after only 2 rallies. A bit of whiplash is to be expected. Yes, confusion still on those points. Heikki Kovalainen is going to be back. Let's quickly try and load that up. So, no, I don't understand the new point system. Helkki Kovalainen is going to be back, though, after his surgery. He did like some really, really big interview. And let's see, it's going to be here somewhere. Bear with me. Was it on dirtfish.com or was it on... No. Maybe it was on WRC. Well, Helkki Kovalainen is going to be back. We didn't have a story about it, but I've seen to lost it in the disorganisation of it all. He's going to be back. He did a long interview, I think, with one of the main websites. It could have been WRC itself. However, I can't wait. I mean, wouldn't it be great if he comes back and starts winning? I mean, that would be brilliant. Ex F1 Hungary Grand Prix winner as well. Lewis Hamilton's former teammate. So, let's get into that WRC fan survey, shall we? This is from rallyfish.com. So, it says here, as part of the pathway that has now been established with the recommendations that span promotion, sporting and technical results of the FIA's fan survey. It's been a central consideration, and they've had over 11,000 respondents from across the world shared their feedback, providing invaluable insights. Unsurprisingly, the unique nature of WRC shines through, with fans feeling strongly that it's set apart from other motorsports thanks to its format. It's unique, let's be fair. And its location, variety, and in particular, its unpredictability. Now, 93% and the role of nature in the rally's outcome, 95% adding to the excitement, which is good. Now, it says here, a huge 98% agree with WRC that they should continue to host events across the year on a range of surfaces, snow and gravel, which adds to the experience. What are the other 2% thinking? Go back to your circuit tracks, surely. Yeah, I don't understand. Why would you want it always on the same surface? I mean, I do like the tarmac surfaces. I think the cars look so fast, don't they? And I think some of the time they can set the cars, I think, a bit lower, which makes them go fast around the corners. Aerodynamics, ground effects, suck that to the tarmac. But I love the fact, I mean, we had Sweden in the snow. Monte Carlo, it can be a mixture of the two. You've got the gravel rallies as well. I mean, goodness me. Let's be fair. The next rally coming up, the Safari County, is not exactly a tarmac rally, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, but it says, whilst pleased with the current state of the championship, fans also share their thoughts across a range of topics. Now, when asked about the format, 80% want to see more endurance rallies in the future. Now, in the future, fans want formats to remain variable, absolutely, and for the WRC, and ensure there is a good balance between shorter events and endurance rallies. Okay. 87% want to see standardisation of onboard cameras to enhance TV. Yes, absolutely we do. Bear in mind, it's not like Formula One where you've got a circuit, you can plant your cameras around and get almost every angle. Because these stages are sometimes so long, that is not going to happen. I mean, we've had like the use of drones, I think, that you can use. Certain really good angles, especially where the crowds are as well. You see them, so you do have permanent cameras there. But I do think a good 3-4 plus cameras, maybe a helmet cam like they do in some of the other sports to see what the driver's seeing, what the co-pilot's seeing. Yeah, more cameras would be fantastic. And it says when it comes to technical aspects, 72% are in favour of regulations to ensure equality for a larger base model cars. Yes, 65% agreeing there should be a price cap on cars. I get it. And they're talking about that price cap. At the moment, it's about £1 million. $1 million. I think European euros, roughly, I think they were suggesting. How much a Rally 1 car costs. They want to slash that by over half, 400,000, which, let's be honest, is not exactly pocket change. You're not going to, you and I aren't going to go to your local Hyundai garage and get an i20 Rally 1 car, but, second hand maybe, but what it does mean is people can afford it. More manufacturers may come in, and then you might have more privateer teams buying those Rally 1 cars in the manufacturers and have, mix it up a bit. That's what we want. I mean, at the moment, we've only got 3 teams in, and not that many, 6, 7 maybe cars gunning for that champion. I mean, it's not very healthy at the top, which is why sometimes the Rally 2 is more exciting. But Yeah, so 97% want to see more manufacturers involved. We've just spoken about that. Sustainability, yes, that's the S word, is on the agenda, but only 59% agreeing with the importance of using sustainable fuels, and 23% favouring hybrid technology. And these are the hardcore of the hardcore fans answering this survey. 11,000, only 23% favouring hybrid technology. See you later, I think, is the topic there. It's ruining the BTCC. Interestingly, in Formula One, I think even Martin Brundle said that hateful. He was very negative, didn't he, about the hybrid engine, saying the worst thing that Formula One could have done was introduce them. In hindsight, obviously, yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that hybrid technology. Use those sustainable fuels. Fully, we want the combustion type engines back, but not hybrid, not electric. No. Looking at the drivers, now 94% feel that the unique nature of the driver skills are just as important for success as the performance of the car. And I can't help but feel that unlike the top echelon in motorsport, Formula One, I do feel the driver can make much more of a difference in a rally car than you can in an F1 car. Let's be honest, Max Verstappen in a Haas ain't winning anything, is he? No. But a Max Verstappen driver in, for example, an M Sport Ford, which you may suggest is the weaker of the three top teams, Toyota and Hyundai. He, a Max Verstappen type rally driver, obviously not Max himself, but with this, with the equivalent rally skills, let's say, could do decently a rally. I mean, they've won, and that's what's good. The driver can make more of a difference. And 92% agreeing that WRC stands apart from other motorsports because of the teamwork between the drivers, co-drivers and engineers. Absolutely get that car fix in between the stages. Yeah, completely. Amateur drivers add to the excitement, with 86% of fans saying that they like that they can compete on the same course as professional drivers. Yeah, 62% are inspired by the drivers, while 68% consider them great role models. Well, okay, fair enough. I can't argue that. And it says, finally, when it comes to engagement and how fans are watching, this is going to be quite interesting. 92% get their information from motorsport media and 89% from online media. Of those respondents who have attended WRC events, 29% have done so in the last 12 months, which is not many, with the main barriers engagement being distance or cost. Yeah, I mean, that perfectly makes sense. I mean, you could make an argument compared to the Formula One circuits. It's probably more expensive to get into the circuits, obviously, to watch circuit-style racing, where rallies not necessarily, but to get to the places where sometimes the infrastructure sometimes is not there for the fan engagement as much. But maybe they can work on it. Just over half. Sorry, my mistake. However, 87% of those who watch WRC events have watched one in the last 3 months, which with those who haven't watched it being because of lack of access. There you go, 50%. Just over half, that's 53%, are satisfied with the amount of television/online coverage, and fans would like the WRC to expand its coverage of the rallies as much as possible, striking a balance between free and paid for content. Yeah, I mean, I get Rally TV. I think it's really, really good. It went up, didn't it? From last year to this, which I think to $12.99, where it was about $10.99 or less than $10.99, about £10 here in the UK. And I thought, suddenly going up by £3. It was WRC Plus at one point, wasn't it? I thought that was a bit steep. But they do have, past rallies, which is good. I want them to add more past rallies if they can. And it would be nice if they did a better job at their highlights. They're really, really short. And at the end of the day, I mean, Formula One, they do like an extended highlight. And that's like, I think, like good 6-7 minutes on YouTube. I think their F1 highlights are about 6-7 minutes on YouTube. But it is a bit longer than that, and maybe a couple of quick interviews, kind of like do like a 6-7 minute each day, maybe like a slightly longer highlights session to see what you missed, because when you watch everything you missed live, it's much more exciting to watch it live, isn't it? And then you can hide behind the paywall, like the full interviews, etc., like they do, and fun stuff like that. So, but I do think let me know in the comments below whether you guys think if the rally TV is a bit more on the expensive side. I think Formula One TV is the equivalent of £10 if you were to buy it in the UK, but you can't because Sky've got the exclusive rights. But I think it's the equivalent of around that, which is not too bad. It's £3 cheaper. And they have like a lot of old races on there and a few documentaries, kind of like the WRC does. But that's maybe like a podcast or a show for another day, because it's pretty much now 20 minutes. So if you made it to the end of my rambling, I am very, very impressed. I'm so impressed that I'm going to ask you to subscribe. That would be amazing. I'd really, really appreciate that. Comment below. Let us know what you think. Like, if you can. And we'll see you next time.